Hello, this is Tony from Kate's Crafty Closet with another tips, tricks, and techniques with tea, or as I like to call it, TT and tea with tea. So this morning I was doing a project which you all see in a video coming up really soon after this one. I was like, I wanted some ribbon to make a bow, and like I wanted it to match the liquid watercolor that I was doing. I'm like, well, what can I do? So I discovered that there is something I can do. So this is some pink ribbon because the project was with pink watercolor. So this is just a light pink ribbon, but I needed something a little bit darker. So I'm like, okay, what can I do? So I discovered that with this ribbon, you just gotta make sure your ribbon is susceptible to absorbing any kind of medium you put on it. So I just went ahead and cut a piece of this up, and I'm going to bring out my little palette. These are like my new favorite thing in my craft room because I love liquid watercolor, my liquid pixie dust, and all of this stuff you can reactivate. It's really good for your alcohol inks too. So I'm going to go ahead and use this pink Breareese watercolor ink that I was using this morning, and I'm just going to put a little bit over here. And like I said, you can reactivate this with water later on, so by all means do not waste it. Just, it's okay for it to sit there. So I am going to add just a little bit of water to this just to dilute it a little bit. Like, I don't need a whole lot of water. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab my liquid watercolor. Oh, and make sure I hold on to my brush. And this is just an inexpensive brush. And you see how that watercolor just absorbs into that ink. Like, I'm not using hardly any of the watercolor. It spreads rather quickly, and you will have some absorbency really quickly. It's like it goes across here. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you what I also did, and I will show you what I just did. Is I also went ahead and put some liquid pixie dust on here too, just because I love my liquid pixie dust and gives it a little sparkle and shine without it rubbing off and all that stuff. And what I do is, like, you can hit this with a heat tool, but you have to be really careful because you can burn the ribbon. So I'll actually like to leave mine out to dry. Like, if it's a sunny day outside, just lay it on some, you know, some parchment paper or whatever kind of surface that you have, and just let it dry on its own. And like I said, you can go in and grab some paper if you have some and absorb the rest of that pigment onto your, and use it as a background for your card. So if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, as well as just hit that subscribe button, and when the notification bell comes up, go ahead and hit that so where you get notified each and every time I load a video to YouTube. And my social media links will also be in the description box below, and I will link the products that I used today so you know what I used. And thank you again for joining me, and you all have a crafty day.